Hi, I'm Joan Newcomb, and today's Mystic Minute is a clairvoyant technique for making decisions. I have an effective way of making decisions. I originally learned this from a friend of mine from Findhorn, and I adapted it to clairvoyant techniques. And there's actually an upgraded version of it now as well. So listen as I go along and follow through, and you might find it to be a very effective way for you to make some decisions as well. It's called the three-door technique. So whenever you have a decision, it's usually like, I should do this or I should do that. Well, in this case, door number one is I should do this. And then door number two is I should do that. And then door number three is something I haven't thought of before. So you think about the thing that you want to make a decision on. And the clairvoyant aspect of this would just to be sit there with these three doors on your view screen and you open the door to see what's behind it. The upgraded version of it for myself is to actually, in my mind's eye, physically go up and step through that door to have a 3D experience of what that reality is. In my upgrading from my clairvoyant techniques to my quantum consciousness level techniques, I've had to bypass just what became an intellectual exercise and physicalize it. So another way you could do this is actually stand up and have the full-length doors in the room as well and walk towards that thing. So you go to door number one and you step through it and notice what that reality is like. So that's, if you do this, this is what the reality is like. And you come back, you close that door, you go to door number two, which is, if I made this decision, what's the resulting outcome? You walk up and you step into that reality and notice what that is like for you. And we perceive things in lots of different ways. So some of us are more visual, some of us are more kinesthetic, some of us feel things emotionally, some of us smell or hear things. So notice your own spidey senses as you step through this door. What information do you get? And then door number three is your wild card door. And you go up to that, step through that, and see what that is about. Now, door number three isn't always the one to choose. It's just the one that gives you more information. Sometimes it is. It's like, well, I never thought of that alternative before. I'll go ahead and do that. So I did this for myself a little while ago, a couple days ago, and I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'll hit this extreme thinking. And now I also have to realize that the voice that's in my head in the middle of the night is probably not my higher self, my greater consciousness, my intuition. It's the little gremlin voice, the crazy monkey. Somebody I know describes it as the man on the bus because she rides the city bus to work, and it's the guy who's talking to himself over there. For me, they're rabid chihuahuas. So anyway, in the middle of the night, I'm like, oh, I should just quit doing what I'm doing. This my lifelong work. I've been self-employed since 1994, and I've been on this path essentially since 1981. This calling has changed over time, and the expression of it has changed over time, but the main message has always been clear. But middle of the night is like, oh, I should just go work for the state. My mother always thought, get a good government job. Or I could be a hospice chaplain because I'm good at helping people die. In the middle of the night, these kind of thoughts. So I decided to go ahead and do these three doors. And door number one would be to quit what I'm doing and just go get a job. Wouldn't that be nice to have, retirement and insurance kind of thing? Every entrepreneur's dilemma. So door number one is the job. Door number 2 is to keep doing what I am doing. Keep doing the things that I am doing. And then door number 3 is something I haven't thought of before. So this time that I did it, I went up to door number 1 and I stepped through it. And it was a very strange reality. I mean, the background was like this beautiful blue sky and, happy looking scene, but it was actually more like something you would see on a kindergarten wall, or maybe the blue sky in the Truman Show. Is not the real sky. And the ground or the floor was sort of a green and pink stripes. And I lifted my foot up and I realized it was kind of covered in something like Caro's syrup. So getting a job was like, it's all supposed to look sweet and lovely and was really kind of sticky. So that was the information for that door. So then I go up to door number 2, which is to keep doing what I'm doing. And I step through that and it's very bright and I can see the sun in the background, but everything is fogged out. It is that brilliant sunshine reflecting on fog. So it's kind of like when you're trying to drive to work in the morning and you're fogged in, and it's kind of hazardous because you can't see where you're going. And it also perfectly describes the reality that I'm going through right now, which I will talk about in the next video, because I suspect a lot of people are going through similar experiences. So fog, sunlight. So I'm really curious. I go up to the next door. So I shut that door, go up to door number 3, and I open up door number 3, and it's burnt out. It's like a big charred wall. At first thought it was like a forest fire, but now I think it's like when you walk into a room or a house that has been burned and there's nothing left but the charred walls. And that was door number 3. What does that mean? I guess it could just like burn everything to the ground. Everything is destroyed. So obviously in this choice right now, it's to keep doing what I'm doing. Because the thing I also know, living in the Pacific Northwest, we do get foggy mornings, and by noon, the sunlight has cleared everything up. Blue skies get revealed by noon. So the message I've got right now is to keep doing what I'm doing. And the sun is there. The sun is there. I can actually see it. It's not fogged out. It's not, obscured by the cloud cover. It's there. It's just in the midst of all this white stuff. It's kind of like when you turn your headlights on and in the fog, and kind of need fog lights. Title for my next video. So I hope that's useful for you. Play with it yourself. You can do your own variations of it. See how it helps you make decisions in your life, or give you clarity about the things that you're struggling with. And if you want to hear more about what's going on in this consciousness shift that we're dealing with, then stay tuned for the next video coming up next Tuesday. And if you like these videos, subscribe to them on YouTube. You can also sign up below to get them in your inbox. If you want to know more, my website is joan-newcomb.com. I have a weekly radio show and podcast. I write a weekly blog and newsletter. I do meetups around the Puget Sound in Seattle, Tacoma, and places in between. I do monthly webinars. And also, I coach people in these kind of consciousness techniques so that you can do this for yourself to navigate your life with greater consciousness and with more ease and effortlessness, and help navigate this huge consciousness shift that we're all going through. So if you go to my website, joan-newcomb.com, and look at my coaching programs, I do also have a summer coaching special right now. That'll be immediately dated if you're watching this any other time than summer, but take a look because there's often specials for other seasons of the year as well. So go to joan-newcomb.com, and I'll see you in another couple days with another Mystic Minute.